Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of my new series all about the planet. For the uninitiated, every day I cover a different planet in our solar system, going by distance from the sun, though it will exclude Earth and replace it with Pluto. In today's episode, I will be covering the planet that has historically been called Earth's twin or sister planet, but in reality it's basically hell, Venus. Now before we get into our solar system's hottest planet, I would appreciate if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for future content. Okay, so what is Venus like? Well, out of all the inner planets, it's the one closest in size to Earth, being just a couple hundred miles smaller. However, the similarities pretty much stop there. Venus orbits at just 72% the distance that Earth is from the Sun. So even if it had an identical albedo and atmospheric composition, it would be borderline uninhabitable. The thing is, though, is that it doesn't. Venus has a thick atmosphere that is 96% carbon dioxide, with the remaining 4% being other toxic gases like methane and sulfur. Since carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, that is, a gas that traps heat and light, Venus is heated to the incredible temperature of 860 degrees Fahrenheit, or 460 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. As a result, this puts Venus above Mercury when it comes to temperature, making it the hottest planet in the solar system. And don't expect to cool off at night. That thick atmosphere makes it so that there is no day-night temperature fluctuation. Speaking of day-night cycles, remember when I said Mercury would have weird calendars? Well, on Venus, it gets even worse. One orbit takes 224 days, or about 7.5 months. One rotation on its axis, however, is 243 days, meaning that one day is more than 2.5 weeks longer than 1 year. You could celebrate your birthday twice in one day. However, the solar day, that is the time it takes for the sun to return to the same spot in the sky, is only 115 days due to the planet being in constant motion relative to the sun. And it's because of that motion where actual solar days longer than a year are pretty much impossible. Suffice to say, these conditions alone would make Venus practically uninhabitable, at least on the surface. In the upper atmosphere, however, temperatures and pressures are ripe for terrestrial life to develop. In fact, last fall, we had some excitement when it was discovered that there was a gas in that area that would signify the presence of extremophiles. In other words, microorganisms who are adapted to extreme conditions, in this case, the acidic gases in the atmosphere, in that area. However, that turned out to be a false alarm. That doesn't make that region of the atmosphere any less exciting, however. Because so long as we have some sort of filtration system to keep that toxic gas out, we could build floating cities in that area. Venus is also a candidate for terraforming. In fact, many think terraforming Venus would be a lot easier than terraforming Mars because the atmosphere is already there. You don't need to add the gas to it. One more thing. What Venus is now could be Earth in the future. Many scientists think that Venus was actually habitable long ago when the sun was cooler and dimmer than it was today. Over billions of years, its oceans evaporated, any life that was there died out, and Venus underwent a runaway greenhouse effect. That is, a rapid warming of the planet to the hellish heights of today. Since the sun will continue to warm and brighten in the future, the same process will likely happen to Earth as well, attaining Venus's current state in about 3 to 4 billion years. This is part of why Venus is so interesting. Venus now could be Earth in the future, and Earth now could have been Venus in the past. And on that note, that wraps up this video about Venus. As always, I'd appreciate if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for future content. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.